It was okay with the smell as well.
Okay. Kevin, let me just check. Is this your first time here at these meetings? Yeah.
Hi, can I have a
Did
pencil?
you watch the orientation?
I did not.
You should probably go home and watch the orientation and then come, because you shouldn't be in these meetings until you watch the orientation. Okay? I'll give you this paperwork so you understand what it's like. Okay? When you watch the orientation, and make sure the next meeting you come in with your homework filled out, which is that piece, so I can give you a new skill and your 3 checks. Thank you, buddy.
See you guys.
I thought I said that clearly, but if I didn't, I apologize.
Just now or earlier?
No, I mean earlier that in a meeting I said if you watch the orientation, then you can attend Monday.
Okay, I will make sure to
As a
watch
matter of
it.
fact, you know what? You can stick around and watch.
Okay.
I'm just saying it's better to just watch the orientation so you know you want to do the program. I can't do anything. You can watch, I just can't do anything with you.
Where is a good place for me to watch the orientation?
Anyway, you can just sit in the group. Fine. Oh, Michelle, you're going to send Jeff or Cameo the information. Let them know that they have to watch the orientation first. Then they can watch any of the meetings that you've got recorded.
Okay.
But that they shouldn't show up next Monday unless they have their homework filled out and their checks in hand. Okay. Everybody has agreements filled out except for Devin, right? You don't have your agreement? Did you watch the orientation? And did you give me your homework yet?
No, I didn't get on this time. I just watched the initial one.
Wait a minute, you didn't give me your homework either. So I didn't give you a new skill.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Here's the contract. Fill it out. Here's the homework. Fill it out. Here's the workbook. And if you fill it out before I get done with other people, then I can give you a new skill today. But you watch the orientation.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Everybody's given me checks? Okay, except for Jonathan and Debbie. Okay. Has anybody not had a genie yet? Okay, you got one scheduled though, right?
I'm sure.
Whose is it? Devin? You guys, you sure? Okay.
So, is it scheduled?
No.
Okay, good, thank you. Okay, so, everybody, who's the team captains? Oh, Shelley texted me. Everybody on Shelley's team did 100% except Emily, and I think she called you guys. And
Yeah, she did.
Okay. Did somebody text me and say what time does the manifesting class start? No. Anybody know who 801, 897, 3160 is?
Right.
It might be Caitlin, Karen's daughter, and I mentioned she wanted to come. But I don't have the number.
I'll just text her and say it is.
Sarah, is it on the group page, the orientation?
Go to YouTube on you guys here, and it's going to be, it should be manifesting in orientation, or
It's called 422.
that would be nice too.
The date will change.
Sign late, everybody.
Do me a favor, Michelle.
Yes.
If Kellyanne shows up, and remind me not to forget about getting her the homework and all that stuff. Okay, so does everybody know what did it and a number of
That didn't work. Wouldn't take money. It's still I'm telling you. What kind of soda?
You watched the orientation?
Yeah.
It was in the orientation.
Yeah.
You text somebody every day.
Yeah.
There's three things that it means. What does it mean?
What are you saying to me?
Did what?
What are you saying to me?
Visualization,
Yeah.
twice a day. And then what else?
How much you went to
Sure. Okay.
You mean a strategy. The strategies that came out of your visualization. Good. And what else? There was one more thing. No, a new skill. A new skill. Does everybody get that? Okay. There you go. Okay. Okay, so who did I ask last time if they were going to be in the awakening? Good. And I got from Mary, I guess, right? And from you two, I got like, maybe, you know.
And Shelley would be yes.
And Shelley was a yes. That's good. Good. Okay. So, are you going to be in the awakening this year?
Absolutely, Gary.
It's funny because you sound 100%, but something in my gut still sounds wobbly. If you know what your wobbly is, you should verbalize it so I can see if I can help you through it. What's the wobbly?
Overall, my projection is when I talk, I have like a lot of resistance to talking loud. And
Yeah.
So I'm trying to just feel being loud and
Yeah.
being myself a little.
Okay. But you believe your intention is 100%.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Let's go to it. Okay, Ray, are you going to be in this year's awakening? Okay. And any concern, consideration, wobbliness? Lots?
Could I leave my list?
Yeah. I'd like you to, so I can facilitate it.
Until yesterday, I didn't really believe it.
Sign.
Yesterday, I
Yeah.
actually started thinking,
Yeah. You guys can come sit on the couch if you need to.
but I had a crazy week. I went up and down, and I went to use my way to see what happened.
Yeah. Kellyanne, are you willing to be in this class?
All the way back.
Yeah, you go up there. Trisha made me. No, I did not.
I'm just kidding.
I brought you.
Teasing.
Go ahead, Ray.
I asked one person for money, and she gave me $10, which doesn't sound like much, but it was
Yeah, it was a good
positive.
positive.
Energetic feeling.
Yeah.
And then I went to that ski team function I told you about, and I couldn't bring myself to say anything about it, and I really beat myself up about it, and the whole next day I was like, what's really been helping me is listening to the Jimmy Game, yeah. So that's become my visualization. The visualization wasn't really
Motivating.
But the Jimmy Game really helped with me. So I've been listening to that video.
Let me ask you a question on the event that you had, the ski team thing, right? Do you have everybody's email? Why not all of you?
I probably could. The parents of the athletes are hiring coaches from the group of them, and their team is athletes, so it's
Right.
maybe three of the coaches and maybe they could get from the
Okay. Is it too scary to email them and say,
No, I've been coming up with lots of strategies, and I've set up a GoFundMe campaign, and I've got like 200 people running next to that, or text message. I want to do a personal message to each one, so
Yeah.
it's not like a bulk thing,
Yeah.
it's like something personal that they know I'm connecting with them personally.
yeah. Right.
Good. Yeah, but I had lots of doubts and stuff come up last week, but
Yeah. You think what? Okay. So, do you believe you're actually 100% in yet or not?
I hate to say no. But like I said yesterday, I actually started to believe that it could happen.
Yeah.
So that was like a big. The thing has been, you told me I need to take care of all my money business first, right?
I said you had to get started on that.
Yeah, and that's turning out to be a much bigger amount than I thought it would be. And so a lot of my folks have been going into that. I spoke to my dad for the first time in 3 years the other day. And started been helping with my conflict.
Good. Good. So understand the gap between,
But then I looked at the calendar and it's only 20-something days left. So I'm
Yeah.
like, I can't finish those without doing something missing.
no, you misinterpreted what I'm saying. You don't have to finish any of your misses. You have to start.
Yeah, okay.
Hold on, Kevin.
Yes.
Are you going to sit with us or not?
Well, it depends with if I'm listening to orientation, but if Bug would do it.
Oh, well, you can decide. Do you want to listen to orientation and not be here, or do you want to be here and then listen to orientation later?
From what you said, it sounds like I need to watch orientation first.
It would be helpful, but it's not necessary. You can do either way.
I prefer to join.
Okay, then just have a seat. Okay. So, this is such a really perfect example, okay? I think you all can hear that Ray would like to be there. He prefers to be there, right? If it could all work out, he would be there, right? The only thing between him and his dreams, between him and the awakening, between him and money, or whatever, is that he doesn't commit. See, the gap between 99 and 100 is like a mile wide, right? So, if you committed and you went, all out, and it didn't happen, it would serve you enormously. It would change your life. And then it could happen. But as long as you're stuck in 99%, you've got to hope in Hades. There's no way it's going to happen. Yeah. And it's not about this course or the awakening or manifesting money, it's about your life. That's how it happens in life. With anything, it doesn't matter what it is. You know?
Message for you, huh?
I've had people who want to be a life coach and have a successful private practice, or somebody who wants to start a new business and they can go, or, like Shelley wants to find the love of her life. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what it is. The one thing that they all have in common is, as long as you're somewhere below 100%, it ain't going to happen. So, what's it gonna take for you to risk that it's gonna happen? You know what I mean? Like, remember the first night I said, the magic formula for success is impossible? Great, I'll do it. Didn't happen? So what? New game. So, what's between you and saying, I'm going to do everything in my power to make it happen? There's a key question for all of you. What's the thoughts or the feelings that's between you and doing everything in your
I
power?
wrote the list. I wrote 2 pages of things between me and those.
Well, actually, rather than reading a whole list, to save time, tell me what you think is the biggest one. Or one of the biggest ones.
Something like not feeling worthy or good enough or to ask for money, like I don't deserve it, something like that.
So in order to gamble that you might be worth asking for money, you would have to ask for money. Right?
Yeah.
So are you willing to act as if you are your future self, or act like Wilbur is right and you're worthless? What I love about this portal, it doesn't matter whether you ever get to the awakening or you manifest the money or not. What matters is that you learn what I'm trying to teach you about until you act bigger than Wilbur.
Message for you.
You'll have fun with the life you got, and it's going to get much better.
Yeah.
So, are you willing to act bigger than the 2
Message
pages?
for you, sir.
Are you? Okay. How do you want to start? What strategies do you think are the best so that you can act bigger than 2 pages of Wilbur?
I have 2 companies I'd like to approach about sponsoring me, and I'd like to see about your offer of
Corporate training?
corporate training.
Yeah, great.
And then I've got this GoFundMe campaign. I have at least 200 names I send out.
The dream and why you want the support to get there.
Yeah.
Then back in touch and moving
I
this
feel
back.
like my first attempt is probably a bit stale or,
Right? Right?
functional or whatever.
Get the best one you can get together from feedback from your peers and then email it to me and I'll try to polish it up.
Alright.
Too, it's like, for me, I'm kind of like, because you can update your campaign.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, just do it.
Get it
I just,
started
I got
and
it done.
then
It's shared now. You just did it before you started. And now I'm doing,
I would like to make sure that it's at least touching, moving, or inspiring before he puts it out there in case people ignore it every time they read it after that. See what I'm saying?
You want to get in the first time, right?
If you can,
yeah.
you know.
I spoke to a client. I was looking through the Rise website and I came across a review from a Jennifer Skousen. Do you remember her?
Yeah,
she's a customer of mine. So I've been in touch with her. I spoke to her yesterday. She said she'd be wanting to do readings and donate profits to my employees. Money might be
You can get a few people. You can get probably Lori, probably me, other people who go psychic readings, Reiki, whatever, and say anybody who donates $100 or more, gets this and this and this. Like that. That would be good.
She said to say hi, by the way.
Huh?
She said to say hi, by the way.
Yeah, thank you very much. They're my favorite people.
She's got some good stories.
Oh yeah, she was just trying to wake up her psychic abilities and move it to mastery. And we went to Lava. And after class I still had my jacket on and stuff, and they were going to the bar, the rock and roll bar, right? And I was standing next to what looked like a biker dude, And they said, "Are you the owner?" I said, "No, I'm just here, Well, what do you do?" I told him what we're doing, and I said, "I'm doing these things called soul meetings." He goes, "Oh, I want one." I was like, "Okay." I gave him a soul meeting. He liked it. Then I said, "Well, if you want more, that table over there is my people. You can go and ask them for it." So we went, and Jennifer was the first person closest to him. She said, "Yeah, I'll give you one." Well, she was giving him a really detailed psychic reading. And when I went over to the table, he was like, "Dude, you should retire and put it over to her."
Wow.
She told me some of the things she intuited about him and his partner and their life and stuff, and it was uncanny. Really accurate.
Yeah. The same guy?
Yeah, the biker guy. She
Yeah.
told me that story.
Yeah. That's great. The point is that practically speaking, there are lots of people who are awakening grads who have money and might donate, okay? But the reason why Zan last year asked a whole bunch of people for money and a whole bunch of people gave him money. And the reason I see other people asking people and they don't get any money is because their vibration isn't there. They're not at 100%. What they're basically communicating when they get on the phone is, you don't want to give a worthless shit like me money, do you?
So that's where the Genie Game's been really helpful.
Yeah.
After I listen to that, I'm totally in spirit and,
Yeah.
and inspired.
Yeah.
And, at the end of the workday or something, we'll just chatting away here. And if I can get some quiet space and listen to that,
Yeah.
then it's
Yes.
helping a lot. So it
So you
fluctuates,
probably want to make sure that you make your calls right after you listen to your Genie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Okay, thank you. Acknowledge it. So did you text somebody every day?
Yeah, I'm messaging soon.
Okay, and what are the numbers?
They're between 80 and 10.
Okay.
They've been up and down a bit.
Okay. Good. See if you can hit 100.
The only day I sent her 100 was the day I signed the Awakening contract.
It's the vibration, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, even if you never get to the awakening, but you do this class at 100%, it's a life changer.
Yeah.
If all it teaches you is that, you can put Wilbur on the shelf and do what's true, that's the whole ballgame. That's a life changer. Okay, good. Now, Melissa, you came in late. I didn't get a chance to tell you.
Yeah.
Did you watch the orientation online?
Yes.
You did?
Yeah.
And did you,
I did not.
here's the homework, here's the agreement. you want to be in the class, you need to write 3 checks out. And here's the homework you got to fill out. The back of it is a checklist. And then you can take one of the workbooks with you. But if you want a new skill before class is over, you've got to get that homework stuff filled out before they can work with you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay. So Irving, you want to share with me anything that's between you and being confident?
Yeah, so I would say that I kind of had a roller coaster thing going on with him,
Yeah.
where I was feeling like I wasn't going to get there, and then today I woke up, the last few days I've woken up and I've been really feeling the energy that I'm going to be there,
Yeah.
and just feeling like everything's going to work itself out, but also that I have to try. That's the magically happen for me. And so I'm definitely seeing like when I was assistant to where I'm at now and how I'm absorbing and actually working with what I'm doing.
Good. Good. How's your numbers been?
So I was honest about 80 and then 100 because I was much lower.
You were what?
I was thinking I was at 80% for a while, so most recently I started saying I'm really at 100.
How many days in a row did you do 100?
3.
Good. Good. Usually it's between 3 and 7 days if somebody gets 100 that the money shows up. It's not a guarantee, I'm just saying that's what I know is typical. Okay, keep it up, acknowledge.
Stop, Irving.
Mary, you want to talk to me about anything?
Yeah, so I thought I had a little bit of a way to save most of it. And I fell through. So now I'm kind of scrambling.
What was that? What was the left?
Student loan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still going.
Yeah,
I'm just.
right. Trying to figure out how,
Yeah.
which is an active thing. What are your strategies that come up out of your visualization?
I keep getting stuck on that doing the bookkeeping is really gonna help. And I just found out about student loan on the way here. So that was a big part of it. And then I had it.
What are the strategies? When you do your visualization, what strategies come up?
Just like putting out a credit card.
Do you have credit cards that you could put in there? Well, basically, you're in there.
Yeah, I was just trying to avoid doing that.
I got it. I mean, that's a last resort. The point is, it's assured. You know, if you've got enough on the credit card that you could do that, then you don't have to sweat it. Just use that as a backup. Keep trying to manifest the money. It's an act of faith, and so it's really good exercise. You're happy.
I just really want to be lazy.
Actually, if you look really carefully, that particular consideration is one that stops you in several areas of your life, right? It really isn't lazy as much as it's scary. People think they're lazy, but not really. It's more about fear. I'll eat that. That workshop took a whole lot out of me.
Yeah.
Sick as a dog.
No, you didn't. I don't believe that.
What?
Nothing.
You mean you're human?
I said, no, you didn't. I don't believe that. I'm not accepting that, Gary. You're well, you're healthy, you're lovely.
I'm sick as a dog. Okay. bigger than Wilbur. Okay?
I was thinking I could do the whole going to the bank and asking for donations. Because I figure if I bring up my past, it's bringing up more of a heartfelt, like, I'm finding something to do with.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that's a brilliant idea. Good strategy. Irving, have you been through that kind of abuse or not? Visual abuse?
No, I was.
Okay.
Yeah, it was. Like my parents, my mom was really like aggressive and physical.
That's not a bad idea. I like that idea. You should consider going into banks, but any company that's doing well has somebody in human resources who has a certain amount of budget that they're supposed to give out to charities and donations or whatever. And it really is up to whoever's in front of them. So it'd be a good idea.
You could, like Lowe's, they have a place like that, and you can ask for donations for your woodworking project. And that would help with your other idea.
Yeah, I know I do because I borrowed a sander from work and then always tear them and picking like a before and after. So like show people my work and see if they like it and if they want anything that I don't.
How much would you people pay for your work?
Pretty expensive, like you take in the door and be like $70-$80.
That's not expensive.
Well, yeah, there's more stuff that's like manholes and
Okay, what's the biggest selling ticket item?
So people bring in like garage doors, the exterior garage doors.
Okay.
Exterior products are expensive because of the steel.
Okay, so how expensive are those?
Like one garage door would be like $500.
Okay, so go to every rich person you know, or people who know rich people, contact them and tell them, if you donate $500 to my fund, I can schedule down the road a $500 garage door or something, which is basically means I'm just paying you up front for things that you will do.
Okay.
You know? Great. Okay. So, Jonathan, did you fill out the homework?
Yeah, and that was comfortable.
Okay, did you fill out the contract?
This one, right?
Yeah. Okay. Get it filled out. Melissa, if you and Jonathan get your homework filled out in the next few minutes, I can give you a new skill. If not, I'll wait till next week.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, then.
If I were to call the awakening, so I'm gonna ask for people in a certain way. It's so cool. I gotta throw it out there real quickly, please. A long time ago, when I got my certificate in personal training, I partnered up with someone who also did yoga, and not esoteric, but it was definitely spiritual. I mean, we started a page called True Self Fitness, and maybe some of you have seen that page or not, but it was years ago. I just knew there was another way to also do fitness. And it was so incredible because it's perfectly in line with this. But I'm going to start having people donate money so I can go to the awakening. I just don't know if I should call the awakening, I'm going to call it the awakening, obviously. But if I should call it training, or what's the label I could put on it when I
Depends on who you're talking to. If you're talking to corporate people, training works. If you're talking to friends and family, you say it's a personal empowerment retreat that is life-changing. You know, like that. Depends on who you're talking to. You speak the language of the people you're talking to.
Because what I'm going to take from the awakening, I am definitely going to incorporate into what I plan for the future,
Right.
or what I'm guided towards in the future. But it's going to be incorporated into whatever I do. And that's personal
Typically,
training.
yeah, when when you speak to people about wanting to sponsor you in some way, they have to be touched, moved, lifted, and inspired. And the way you do that is you talk about something that's personally meaningful to you, like your dreams and visions and what you hope to be and what you hope to do with it, that kind of thing.
Just same things you were.
Yeah.
Could you repeat that bit? So you want to move, inspire, touch, and
You talk about things that are meaningful to you, like your dreams and your visions and who you hope to be and the person you want to grow into, et cetera, et cetera. In the Success Beyond Sales course that we just got done a few months ago, they learn all about that and about how, if you're in private practice, you have a sentence that gets them to have a question, and then you have a paragraph that gets them interested, and then you have a half a page that gets them so that if you say, well, I charge this month, but I'll give you a little free something, they should be, yeah, I'm in. Go ahead.
Sentence that what you should
Okay.
capture.
If you're in private practice, you don't, like, somebody says, you're at a party and someone says, what do? You don't say, I'm a plumber, I'm a massage therapist. That closes the conversation. You say something like, I help people make a lot of money over the internet. And they go, how? See? Now they want to know more. Then you say a paragraph that again gets them going, ooh, that's interesting. Then by the time you do a half a page, you should be able to offer them something, especially if it's, a deal, and they'll go, yeah, I'll try it out.
What do you tell people at parties, Gary?
It depends. Depends on who I'm with. If I'm at somewhere where there's a lot of business types, I might say something like, I take people who are typically successful and I make them extraordinarily successful. How?
That sounds interesting.
Tell me more.
Yeah, it's a little more. Or if I'm with a mystical cosmic group, and sometimes you go to a party and you can tell they're all, I'll say something like, I basically have had so many mystical experiences that I turn those into workshops, and it just catapults people into being the person that they always wanted to be. Now they want to know more. In that workshop, Success Beyond Sales, I do a demo in front of the room where I show people, like, raise your hand when what they say is touching, moving, and inspiring, right? And I'll ask them about, say, their awakening, and what was it like? Like if Sarah was in front of the room, I'd say, well, what was the best experience you had at your awakening? And she'd start talking, and I just say, why did that mean so much to you? And she'll go, more specific. Why did that mean so much to you? More specific. And eventually she gets to a place where she's touched and moved, and the whole room like raised their hand. Like, that's enrolling.
so that's the question again.
Why does that mean so much to you? When people get more specific, they go from head to heart.
I noticed that something like that.
Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah.
How does that feel?
Yeah, Ray, I sincerely feel like your Genie game was about as good a Genie game as I can remember. It was prime. It was beautiful.
It was really profound and it was helpful to speak with.
Yeah. And I'm glad you're listening to it every day. Somebody had a question over there? Yeah.
You got off topic of sales.
Yeah.
Moving that direction.
Okay, you got your homework filled out?
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me why What scares you if you actually make it into the away team?
In the end, I won't be able to provide what I'm supposed to provide. So, some babies that see they're gonna have a profound experience to change, and I still feel the fear of being not effectively, not be able to provide, not be able to do exactly everything that I know now, I know for sure I can be able to do.
Yeah, that's the most common fear that people have. Like if I go to the away team, what happens if everybody else gets fixed, but I'm the one bad apple? It doesn't work for me. Like it works for everybody else, but not for me.
But for me, not so much about how to have an apple, it's just like...
I'll still have the same patterns I had.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the same thing.
Yeah.
I'll have the same patterns and I'll still be out of integrity and I still
Yeah.
can't make money, you know.
The same.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll be the same. That's right.
And that's the thing. It's like, okay, I know from the way kind of advice, but then come back to everything the same.
Okay. What's your emotional black hole?
Not enough.
You said you watched the video.
Mm-hmm.
Did I talk that first night about cleaning up messes and integrity?
Mm-hmm.
I did. Okay. Have you made a list of everybody that you're out of integrity with and then emailed them to say, I just want you to know I'm going to find a way to clean this up?
Like, not exactly. I have already a bankruptcy lawyer, so everybody that calls me or the people I tell them I have a bankrupt lawyer. This is the information that they need because they're making the process.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's within your values to use bankruptcy?
Yeah. I'm using the situation that it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Is there anybody that you're not going to keep in the bankruptcy stuff?
Yeah, but it's something that I feel like is, I think, yeah, I did agreement with them, with other lawyers, just,
Okay. Okay. So you've already started that process, so cleaning it up with them.
yeah.
Have you worked with anybody to see how you created the message you currently got? Like if you turn the movie back to the beginning to say, if I could do that whole movie over again, what would I have done differently? Have you done that? Okay, that's your first practical step. Because until your soul believes that you've actually made a correction, if you try to fool your soul, it just brings you more bad news. No? You need another 2x4 in the face. Sorry. You know, bam! You haven't made the lesson. You haven't learned the lesson, you haven't made the correction. So turn the movie back to the beginning and ask yourself, if I could do it all over again, how would I have stayed in integrity? How would I have not made messes? You know?
What comes to mind is like, most of it is fear. I feel like a lot of times it's fear that pretty much paralyzes
Yeah.
to the point that I
Right.
didn't help.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and the thing is just like, how could I have changed that? You know, how could I have, in that moment, in that situation?
Well, here's an example.
Yeah.
You could have gotten enough healing working with the best coaches you can find to make sure that you weren't paralyzed. If I hadn't been paralyzed by fear, I would have actually taken action and
So the correction would be actually getting the help.
getting the help and support, the coaching.
Okay.
And I'll just tell you something, because most people you can see or break through ahead of time. Is your main issue with your dad or mom?
Well,
What you're describing is the fear that you're describing right now has to do with dad's expectations typically, okay? Might have been mom, but it's basically like if I fail, I'm gonna be everything I was afraid my dad thought I was. Like a loser, just whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so then you get paralyzed, 'cause it's like, I don't want to risk losing my dad's love. I don't want to risk finding out that I'm going to be a loser. So I just put my head in the sand and hope it all goes away, and then miss. It misses. So, out of that, Jonathan, I just want to say, Lord, do you want to get to the awakening?
Yes, yes.
I mean, you would be so blissed out after you break through.
And that's what I'm trying to figure out, because it feels like this thing is like figure out those paralyzing skills.
Yes, yes.
And then actually getting the courage to pretty much show
Yes.
my vulnerability.
How many of you see that you've got the talent or capability to make good income? Right. Okay. So if you have a breakthrough and you stop being paralyzed, then imagine how much your income is going to increase. So I would find the money. I don't even care how. I mean, don't rob banks.
Yeah, I'm kind of almost that like desperate, like not desperate, but like you know.
Don't sell your body.
That's not real scary. But yeah, exactly. And the biggest.
Well, he's really cute.
I know, I probably not gonna get you could be a male gigolo out there.
But yeah, I just feel this. Exactly, it's like frustration too. A lot of frustration because it's like, why is this keeping happening? And then the fear of just
Yeah.
pushing. And it's from the workshop, the biggest thing that I'm noticing all the time is doing the mind anchoring and help on the phone.
Okay.
And that's
So-
what is moving.
Your practical new skill is what I just gave you, which is to turn the movie back, you know, and get where your corrections are, okay? Your stage one new skill, to reprogram your physiology, is for 5 minutes a day, think of situations in the past where you didn't act because you were paralyzed, okay? And practice jumping. Jump, you know, to teach your physiology when I have this kind of negative association, I can jump and just go and not be letting over paralyze me. Does that make sense? Yeah, that's your skill.
And then 5 minutes of getting to the point of such fear, paralyzing things.
You just remember.
Yeah.
Just remember any or all of them that you can remember, where you kind of let your fear get the better of you. And when you think of that, then jump. And see after you jump how you would have done it if you would have jumped and not let your fear paralyze you. See? Okay. Hold on, I gotta see what's happening. That's happening. I keep hearing Janet. Is he in Lawrenceville?
I don't know, but it sounds like there's kids coming from that room.
Did you check on that?
No.
No, okay.
Abby and Jeanette are with them.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, they're in the boardroom. Okay, good. Where did Melissa go?
She went to the bathroom.
Okay. So, did anybody check on financing? And I know you have. Well, there's two of them. That's one of them. And then there's, Ennis has the other one. Mary? You did? Did you get turned down or was it accepted? We turned you down.
No, I got it.
For how much?
I don't remember, there's a couple different offers.
Okay. But you just want to keep that as a last resort? I got it.
I was gonna ask you, would that be a better thing to keep it as a last resort because of the interest rates? or-
It depends. Depends on what they give you. Understand?
Well, I went to my bank and asked about home equity loan,
Yeah.
personal loan,
Yeah.
and I got turned down for that. And it was kind of a good thing in a way because that was the easy route for me, and it made me skip off my intention.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was taking that as a scaredy cat route.
Yeah. I got it.
Once that was turned down, I was like, okay, I gotta man up here.
Good. Okay. Melissa, did you get a chance to file your homework or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, what scares you about if you make it to the awakening?
The same thing as Jonathan. That I won't wake up, I'll be the same, or I'll change for the duration of the retreat and then revert back.
It's funny how people who've been through the awakening, when they hear those, it's kind of a giggle. You know what I mean? It's not like you're going to be cured. It's not a magic pill. You know what I mean? You're going to see yourself doing a lot of the same nonsense that you've done up till now. But it's very different because you come from a different place. You don't beat yourself up as much.
That makes sense.
And then you see yourself making changes. You keep seeing yourself growing at a much faster rate than you ever did before. Like the year after the awakening will make the last 5 or 10 years look like slow.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Okay.
I get
What's
it.
your emotional black hole?
I'm just used to never having money, so I feel like it's just the same program running over and over in my head, telling me this is just the way it always is, so why would it change?
Right.
So it's that.
I got the story.
Right.
Okay, what's the emotional black hole?
What do you mean? I'm confused.
On the homework. Look at the
But
homework.
I throw it down. I got nothing else.
Okay, emotional black hole is like evil, worthless, unlovable, not good enough, abandoned.
Well, I don't believe that I can manifest the money because this thought comes in my head that says, well, you're just always used to not having money.
That's not an emotional black hole. That's a story.
When I
Listen
don't
to the
have
words.
money.
Listen to the words. Not
My emotional black hole,
What do you believe is wrong with you?
everything. No, that's not it. My emotional black hole, crap. I thought that was it. I believe I'm good enough. I believe I deserve it.
That's not an emotional black hole.
Right, but I'm just saying, like those aren't it, so I believe I'm lovable. I
Let's
just
put it
don't
like
think
this.
people are going
Let's
to give
put
me
it
the
like
money.
this. Let's put it like this.
Here it
If
is,
you
I'm
didn't-
negative.
No,
I'm too
that's
negative,
too
so I
nice.
can't
That's too nice.
manifest the money. If I say to you I need money,
If you didn't have an emotional black hole that was pretty deep and pretty core, you wouldn't be working your butt off right now trying to convince us that you're okay. You're trying to convince us you're okay. You're terrified. You're shaking in your boots. Everywhere you go, you're like a scared chicken. Are you
that's
kidding?
true. I'm
Yeah.
not going to argue with that.
Yeah, so what's driving the scared chicken routine? What is it you think is wrong with you? Believe me, it's pretty deep.
I'm scared all the time.
Yeah, because I'm afraid that maybe it's true that I am what?
There's so much there, Gary. It's underneath a whole bunch of stuff. I'm not seeing it. I'm not feeling it.
Okay,
That's
well,
really true.
next week maybe you'll have an answer. Try to get somebody to coach you and get to where they can tell you what an answer might look like.
I'm too locked in right now to you that I'm disappointing you.
I understand. That's
Yeah.
fine. That's okay.
That's all I can focus on right now.
I got it.
Yeah.
Most of that is just a smoke.
Oh. There it is. I just figured it out. I'm not enough. I'm too afraid I'm not enough. I just said it.
Okay? Give me some other words for let her know.
Like I'm afraid I'm not gonna show up, like I'm afraid I'm not gonna do whatever it takes, you know, in the moment to make whatever I want to manifest happen. And I'm just afraid that I'm just gonna fall.
How does the word broken sound?
Sounds okay.
Are you afraid that you're broken?
No, I don't think I'm afraid that I'm broken. I just think that.
Okay. Keep looking.
Never mind, that's it. Because I just got it in my head, I'm afraid I'm not operational. So if I'm not operational, I'm
You're broken.
broken.
You're dysfunctional. You're broken.
Right, dysfunctional, there it is. Thank you.
Okay.
I had to work through that to realize that over there. Sorry.
Okay. You said you watched the orientation?
Yes.
Okay. So, I need you and Jonathan and Devin to sign the agreements and give me your checks. And then next week, I'll give you a new skill.
Okay.
Gary, can I ask you about the silly face you gave me and the
Yeah.
health thing you gave? What is that about? Is it like a pattern interrupter or something? I've noticed I feel better after doing it.
A stage 1 new skill basically uses your physiology to, like you said, pattern interrupt, which is an NLP term, okay? It basically tells the subconscious, I can be different. I can come out differently than the habit that I've walked myself into. See what I'm saying?
I've been struggling with that a little bit. I feel really self-conscious doing it and that someone's going to hear me and that I'll, you know what I mean? So,
Well, it'd be really great if you could do that until you weren't self-conscious anymore. Like me and a lot of other people could do that all day long and we wouldn't be self-conscious a bit. But for somebody who's kind of bound up and restrained and tight, you know, that's a huge stretch. And embarrassment's a huge part of that. You know, so great. You want to get to a point where you don't feel embarrassed about it. You know?
is it better, like more powerful with someone present?
Depends on who it is.
Okay.
If it's, you can do it in the mirror, but if it's safe to do it with Emily and it's more of a stretch, then great, do it with Emily. Or if you've got best friends that you're safe enough to do it with and it's a bit of a stretch, yeah, do it with them. Okay? By the way, Jonathan, I forgot to give you the other new skill. The other new skill is, and this is going to press you up against your integrity issues. The other new skill is make a list of 25 to 30 people who you believe might have money or know people who have money and ask them to sponsor you and or ask them for $1,000 each. Okay?
What would that be?
Because subconsciously you're going to be afraid that if you ask people for money, you're going to do the same thing you've done in the past and you're not going to pay them back.
Oh, wow.
That's why you have to clean up your integrity issues or begin the process so you can actually believe that maybe this time I will pay them back. See what I'm saying? Okay. Thank you. Okay. Yes?
You have to do the cleaning up of the money issues because if I do that, then I feel like I'm worth it. I put value, like,
Maybe, depending on your black hole, that
because then I would feel like I'm
Basically-
worth it.
good. That'd be good. Basically, blessings only come to you through your energy. And when you are out of integrity with money, you're basically saying to money, don't come near me because you can't trust me with money. So
Wow.
stay away. You are literally blocking money coming to you.
Then it makes sense.
Yeah. Whereas the moment you begin the process of starting, you can even just send an email out to everybody that you owe money to and say, I can pay you $1 a month or whatever, right? And if you send that email out, the moment you send that email out, you're back in integrity and now blessings can come to you.
Okay.
You don't have to pay them all off before it comes, you just have to start the process. You have to make the commitment. Your soul has to believe that you're truly intending it. Then it can come.
I don't owe anyone money, but I do have 2 medical bills on my plan that the insurance.
That's okay, I'm not interested in the story.
I know, but I'm just saying,
No.
what do I do with that?
It doesn't matter who it is or what it is.
Okay.
You contact them any way you can and say, I'm going to try to clean this up, unless you believe that bankruptcy is a way that you can get out of it and it's within your values. Bankruptcy is a legitimate option, but it has to be within your values. If you lie to yourself and say, you know, I feel good about bankruptcy, but you're not really, then you just block your energy.
How would you know you bounds?
Say it again.
How do you know you bounds?
Well, if you don't know enough to feel your gut and see if your gut likes it, then do empowerment dialogue until you can tell.
Okay.
Until all the voices can say, yeah, this is good. Okay? So, I'm proud of all of you for sticking with the game. And between now and next week, there's going to be a key week. It's going to tell the tale. So do what you can. You know? Okay.
You're done?
Huh?
You're done?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Well, thank you, Gary.
You bet.
Thank you, Gary.
Okay.